Welcome to Plastic Profiles. How is everybody doing today?
What's
I'm
up, man?
AgentChuckles, and with me, we have another extra screen. With
Oh
me,
my
as
God.
usual, is Steve the Writing Dad.
Hi.
But today, our special guest is Patrick Stralko. Now, you may not recognize the face, but I know you've seen the name if you're on Facebook with G.I. Joe. He has his own G.I. Joe Facebook group, G.I. Joes with an S. And yeah, it's a great place to go for all your Joe information. But the reason we are here today is for our Plastic Profiles show. What we do here on Plastic Profiles is... I feel so stupid doing this with a guest. Because I felt great doing it without.
Get to your guns!
We have review a G.I. Joe classic file card and its corresponding...
How you made me so conscious?
Oh, what do I do with these hands? Then we bring in the classified or retro classified interpretation of that character to determine which of those characters is more like the character described in the file cards. It wasn't smooth, but it was sassy. No. All right, and today we have got Falcon.
Falcon.
I think we all know where this is going. So that's the end of the episode, everyone.
Cool.
And no, I did a lot of work on this. This is going to be a good show. I'm super excited. So after we talk about the toys, then we do casting call, where we cast an actor. No, it wasn't. I wasn't lagging. I just was taking my time. I was Shatnering. I was chewing scenery. I was Shatnering all over the place.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to think of what to say. No,
that's more like it.
Yeah, probably, yeah. No, so casting call where we decide who should play Falcon in a live-action G.I. Joe movie based on where he is from. And we don't know where he's from yet. Well, we actually probably all, well, maybe not this guy, but most of us know where Falcon is from already. North Carolina. So we're going to pick an actor or actress if we think it's necessary or observed. Really? I'm lagging?
No.
Yeah, I'm getting lag from both of you guys, and we have another problem. Since I planned on being on my Android phone, this phone's only got a 20% battery.
Holy smokes! All right, let's get going.
All right,
all right. So okay, we're here about to talk about Falcon. Let's see. Boom. Falcon came out in 1987. His file card reads as such. Falcon, Green Beret, file name Falcone, Vincent R. Primary military specialty is infantry. Secondary military specialty, medic. Birthplace, Fayetteville, North Kakalaki. He's grade 02, first lieutenant. Little side note, 01 would be the second lieutenant, and they sometimes call that a brown bar, butter bar.
Okay.
Just fun little thing. So Lieutenant Falcon is a second-generation Green Beret, his father having served with the 10th SFGA Special Forces Group Airborne from its very beginnings at Fort Bragg Smoke Bomb Hill. Falcon was cross-trained in demolitions and served briefly with the 5th SFGA Blue Light Counter-Terrorist Unit as an A-Team XO executive officer. He is proficient in Spanish, French, Arabic, and Swahili, and a qualified expert with most NATO and Warsaw Pact small arms. Green Berets are specialists in training and leading native insurgents. Native insurgents are usually primitive tribal peoples who respond to two types of leadership. You can bully and overwhelm them with superior firepower and technology, or you can bite the head off a snake, chug-a-lug, the local beverage, and yell, "Follow me!" Falcon is he's a snake biter if I ever saw it. I put that on my applications for any job, James. Snake, I'm AgentChuckles, snake biter, right here.
You gotta let them know right off the bat. Once they know that you do that, then they're like, "That's the guy we want."
He's serious.
That's our guy. You know he's dedicated.
I just keep extra snakes in my bag for biting. Just
because.
Get out of here. And all these classic G.I. Joe images are brought to us today by 3D Joes. And man, if I don't have anything lined up for that, I was kicking it around a jingle We're gonna go with
Don't dial it in.
yeah. No, I'm trying not to, but it's
Just
just
let it pass, man. Just let it pass. We'll get you on the next one, 3D Joes.
Yeah. Next time I'll sing a little jingle. You've got a lot of gold out of me so far, so you can let me pass. Let me pass this
That's
one
right.
time.
They can't all be hits. Like,
Yeah. You'd think they were paying me as much time as I put their logo on these things, but all right. So nice legs for a grease monkey soldier. Steven the Writing Dad, what's that from?
I hate you. Like, I hate you.
Patrick, do you know what that's from?
I'm stumped. It sounds familiar, but I'm stumped, man.
Falcon said it in the movie. He slapped Jinx's buttocks.
Oh
and said,
my
nice
God.
legs for a grease monkey soldier.
And I just watched it like a month ago.
Weak sauce.
God.
Yeah, so that's a nice little bit of sexual harassment there in the old.
It's
cartoon.
amazing what they got away with.
I'm surprised they didn't show hand
Right.
to butt, and yeah, nice legs, smack her butt.
In a kid's show, nonetheless.
Yeah. They really doubled down on the Flintstones. Charge it, yeah. All right, well here's some SA for you.
Oh, we took it like it was normal. Like, yeah, that's just
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's just how he does it.
See the petite ninja lady? Smack her on the butt. So some Falcon tidbits. He was originally planned to be the son or brother of General Hawk, hence the bird motif. He was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is just outside of Fort Bragg. It might not even be outside as much as it maybe is even a part of it, but it's like right there. They're like peas and carrots. It's now Fort Liberty, by the way, Fort Bragg. Since his father was also a Green Beret, it would make sense that Falcon was probably born in a military hospital. Could be. The average age of a first lieutenant 02 is 25 years old. Keep that in mind for later. Put that away in your instant recall for later. Another bit to tid is his service number, which we don't read on the show, but it's that number that is long. Starts with 035, which would indicate he's from Rhode Island. Hey, Hasbro. Hi, Hasbro.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Hasbro. So that's a little, because it would be a different number for North Carolina, and of course I didn't look that up. But anyways, so top right corner we see the former sign, Fort Bragg, home of the Airborne and Special Operations Forces. Bottom left is the new sign for Fort Liberty. Fort Liberty Bibbity. I hate that, man. That dude. That Liberty Bibbity. Bibbity bug. Oh. Okay. Moving on. So we talked about his father was in the 10th Special Forces Group Airborne. Just a little realism for you here. So he probably served with them somewhere in 1955 to 1962. That would have been the beret flash he would have worn on his beret. In the summer of 1960, the 10th SFGA group deployed to the newly independent Congo to evacuate Americans and Europeans to Leopoldville, where they would begin a larger evacuation led by Belgian paratroopers. The group evacuated 239 civilians without a single casualty in only 9 days.
Sweet.
Not too shabby. I'm guessing the casualties were on the other side.
That's right.
Now, Falcon. What's that?
Nothing.
Falcon's 5th Special Forces Group Blue Light is a real thing. He probably wasn't in it if he really truly is 25, but the Blue Light that exists in real life was an American counter-terrorist subunit of the 5th Special Forces Group that existed in the late 70s. According to Colonel Charles Beckwith's memoirs, this counter-terrorist group was formed by U.S. Army Special Forces leadership to fill an important counterterrorism gap until Delta Force became operational. So that was in the late 70s when Delta Force came in on the scene, and that's when they stopped with the blue light stuff. So again, if Falcon 25 in 1987, that means 62 is he would have been born then, and then he'd have been very young to have been in this group then. So let's see. He stated that the unit was disbanded when Special Force went operational. Right. So another little trivia bit. In the 1990 film Die Hard 2, a U.S. Army Special Forces counter-terrorist response unit referred to as Blue Light is called in when presumed terrorists seized Washington Dulles International Airport.
Oh, shit.
So Falcon may have been there.
Look at that.
He was a guy.
Probably
He
not.
was a guy.
But
Great movie. Great movie.
connection.
The first two, at least.
Yeah.
Same with the Lethal Weapons, I feel too. The first two on the Die Hard and the Lethal Weapons. I enjoyed the other flicks, but those first
They were
two
more
definitely-
comedy. They leaned up higher on the comedy. On
yeah,
the
they
last
definitely leaned into the comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was one of them, like every scene was him trying to put a gun to his own head. It's like, oh, no,
Right.
don't do it, Murtaugh. No,
You get to the
Murtaugh.
point, it was just like,
Riggs.
oh God,
Riggs.
just do it.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what's next? Oh, here we go. Fighting soldiers from the sky. See the writing pad. What's that from?
That's the theme song.
Good.
From
Yeah.
the movie. Yeah. No?
What movie?
The G.I. Joe movie.
Oh, no. It had fighting soldiers from the sky, but that was not part of it.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's close. It's close. No, well, it'll become more apparent as we go along. I'm not going to give it away quite yet.
Okay.
Patrick probably knows, but we're not going to give it away there. So in 1961, President John F. Kennedy introduced the famous Green Beret into the Army dress code as a way to tell regular Army soldiers apart from Special Forces. So they did have Green Berets when, say, Falcon's father was going to be it, but it didn't fit the dress code. It wasn't officially acknowledged.
Okay.
And then he was coming to review some troops, and I think everybody ought to be wearing Green Berets. And then they put on Green Berets. Thank you.
That was good.
That was good. Yeah, it was good.
And if you've got any extra Pepperidge Farm cookies, Milano is my favorite. Ask mother there. I could eat a whole kit and caboodle. All right, I'm moving on. So the phrase on if you looked at the thumbnails screen, the phrase on the beret flash that Falcon wears, De oppresso liber, is the U.S. Army's slogan, meaning to free from oppressed. You can translate it a couple different ways because Latin, I don't know if you know this, it's a dead language.
No,
It's
I heard that.
It's but basically it means freeing the oppressed peoples, something to that effect.
Along those lines.
Yeah. So the next line of the song, I gave that away, but I didn't tell you what song. Fearless men who jump and die. That's the next line.
Okay.
All right. So you keep.
We're gonna keep rocking and rolling because I'm not gonna guess
anymore.
Right.
So these next few slides, I say few, probably a lot of them are very text heavy. So I'm gonna try to sum up as much as possible, because this is gonna be a 3-hour episode if I read every single word. So this is the path to become a Green Beret. So there's the initial training program. They call it the Q course. It's the Special Forces Qualification course. Depending on your primary special forces, 2 Fs. Good job, James. The special forces job, it can take anywhere from 56 to 95 weeks to complete. So the first piece of the Q course is the Special Forces Prep course. It's a 6 weeks course, which includes physical conditioning, map reading, and land navigation instructions, basically getting you ready for what's next. So that's not even really considered a phase. The first real phase is a 24-day training at Camp McCall, located just outside of Fort Liberty in North Kakalaki. This phase includes numerous long-distance land navigation courses, so thankfully you got that prep stuff. Nice. These can be done day or night with full equipment loads in any weather. There's the final boss, so to speak, of this training is a road march up to 32 miles known as the Trek, or long-range individual movement. But RIM is less fun to say than the Trek. Men who mean just what they say. Still nothing? Okay, that's all right. Hang with it. It's coming. Okay, so after you've been selected from that, all active duty enlisted and officer candidates will be briefed on the 5 Special Forces active duty groups, the 4 Special Forces military occupational specialties, MOS, that are open to them, and the languages spoken in each of the Special Forces groups. We know Falcon's got all the languages, so we're on the right track so far. This tracks. Nothing is said, hey, that's not real, or that's not a thing, but so we're good. But if you've gotten this far and you're not Army Airborne School qualified, if you haven't got your 5 jump wings, you can't go any further. You got to go do that. Got to go become airborne qualified. get your wings, and then you can begin phase 2 of the Q course.
Right.
So, phase 1. What in the world? Did I do the same thing again? Okay, no. So then there's the course orientation and history, phase 1. So this is the official phase 1iest of phase 1s. They said literally, I didn't change anything. It was phase 1, but then we start phase 1, and then we start phase 1 again. I'm not making this up. Anyways, Wikipedia.
No, this
right.
is the real phase.
If I knew a Green Beret, but I don't know any Green Berets. So it's an orientation course, a 7-week introduction course dubbed the Orientation History Module. This course falls under the auspices of the 4th Battalion, 1st Special Warfare Training Group, Airborne. It's separated into these modules: Introductory to Unconventional Warfare, Introductory to Special Forces, Airborne Operations and Refresher, Special Forces Planning, Operational Culture, and Regional Analysis. Whew, okay. So the language and culture, it's 18 to 25 weeks. Basically, what all this says, and you can pause the screen here if you want to read it, but I'm not going to read it all. It basically, you learn how to get involved with if you refer to the file card, your primitive tribal peoples, how to get ingratiated, how to bite snakes, and then chug a lug. And that's what this teaches. How to build rapports, interpreting, all that stuff. That's what this is. How to get into the culture, rub elbows with the peoples, and then so that you can fight off insurgents or
all this seems really accurate to me so far. Wikipedia is not too far off from my knowledge. I know a lot of those guys, the officers, major in political science because of this, how they go and they help the local people learn how to defend themselves and help their infrastructure, give them electricity and water, kind of buddy up to them. It's not all biting off heads and scaring them.
It's mostly, but not all of it.
Making friends with the locals too. So
right. Okay. Put silver wings on my son's chest. Okay, that's all right. Hang with it. Then the next phase is small unit tactics and SERA, S-E-R-E. That's phase 3. That's 13 weeks long. So basically, what this is, survival, fieldcraft, techniques of evasion. So SERA is survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. So it spans 13 weeks. Mm-hmm. You learn all those things. Basically, this is your how to really be a bad mamma jamma.
How to beat a guy.
Yeah, and how to take a beating, I guess, too, with the resistance and. But yeah, so they're tested on their individual and collective abilities to resist interrogation and exploitation, and properly apply the 6 articles of the Code of Conduct in a realistic capacity scenario. Realistic captivity scenario. So SERA is something we're familiar with from several Joes have done this. I think we know Flint because he had Green Beret training, but also Torpedo being a wetsuit. SERA is part of their thing as well.
Okay.
All right. Make him one of America's best. Okay. Next one. So for the I only listed that there's other jobs here in the special forces, but I only put the one that was applicable to officers, and that's Special Forces Detachment Officer. This phase is intended to train selected officers in the critical branch tasks and competencies required to perform the duties of a detachment commander of a Special Forces ODA. Course focuses on the operational spectrum of problem analysis and resolution design associated with Special Forces core missions across the elements of national power spectrum. It's a lot of big words. But this is what teaches you how to be the leader in the field. Warrior skills, military operations in urban terrain, interagency operations, elements of national power considerations, culture. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff in here.
Wow.
And that's for officers. So if you've gone through all of that, then you get to be what I think is one of the most fun parts. But before we get to that, he'll be a man. They test one day.
I don't know,
Nope.
bro.
All right. That's all right. You'll be like, oh, I didn't know it when we get to
Oh, why didn't I
You got-
figure this out after all of these
the
lines?
so close.
Chuckles, we were talking backstage before the show. Steve's a little younger than us. Before there was the Bruce Springsteen song 57 channels and nothing's on. Like before cable was a big deal and everyone had cable. Think of rerun war movies on, Sunday afternoon when there's no television shows on. That'll be the hint I give you there.
Yeah, so that clears it up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one. You'll get on the
Let's
next
just keep
clue.
rocking. Like,
Let's
Okay.
keep going. This next phase is Robin Sage. This is phase 5. It lasts 4 weeks. So this, my friends, is the cool part. And also, I've linked it to another character that, but we'll get to that here by the end. So since 1974, Robin Sage, the culmination exercise for the special forces, has been the litmus test for soldiers striving to earn the coveted Green Beret.
I feel like that's like a famous person's name. Like it's a singer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you look into it, it's
No,
probably
but what
a
I'm
tragic.
saying is like you hear it, it's like, man, when does his album drop? Robin Sage.
Robin Sage.
That's a great stage name.
Robin
Yeah.
That does sound familiar.
Robin Sage.
Sage Master.
Sage. Robin Sage.
Come to the stage.
I'll never do that again. Anyway,
You sounded like the Street Fighter Ready Fight voice there for a second.
Ready.
ready. Yeah. So basically, it's approximately 100 Special Forces students, 100 counterinsurgent personnel, 200 guerrilla personnel, 40 auxiliary personnel, and 50 cadre. So they grab the B team, they grab some retired A team, not B.A. Baracus, but retired Green Berets. It's basically they play good guys and bad guys, nice. And they're allowed to do this in the open in North Carolina, and everyone plays along. If you look on the map in the bottom right corner, that whole red area is their playground.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So when I mentioned earlier, I've linked this to another Joe, a new character that's been digital rendered is Wreckage. And part of his deal is he plays the bad guy in their little war games. Now I haven't done a deep dive into him, but if there's any sort of Green Beret connection, he could be involved in this.
That's pretty neat.
So yeah. Now maybe he does it just for the G.I. Joe team. I don't know that, but
that figure looks great too.
Yeah. I like the little saber-toothed tiger.
Did you notice the detail on the mask there?
Yeah, his fangs and stuff.
They did a good job.
Yeah. So they call that little red country the People's Republic of Pineland. So, but yeah, all the locals play along, and there's fake money, and it sounds like a good time. But yeah, so you've got guys acting like guerrilla insurgents, and you've got guys acting like they're official Green Beret military, and then you've got
that's pretty cool, man.
Locals, and
so civilians are just walking around like going to work, delivering the mail, and Green Berets and the pretend bad guys are all running around.
Kinda, yeah. Now it's cool until someone doesn't know there's something going on, and that actually did happen.
Right.
I'm just picturing like the housewife, like, oh my god, like
yeah. So that's Robin Sage.
Oh, look at that guy.
Have him wear the Green Beret.
I'm guessing this is a song about Green Berets.
Hey, it is.
Yeah.
It's a song. It's a song or ballad of the Green Beret.
Oh, Ballad of the... I hate you.
The lyrics by Sergeant Barry Sadler. So phase 6 will last 1 week, and that is graduation. The final phase consists of 1 week out processing, the regimental first formation, where students don their Green Berets for the first time, and the graduation ceremony. So yeah, there's Barry Sadler, whose lyrics I put across the top there, who Steve knew. It was just like right there.
I did.
You just couldn't access it.
You know what it is? It's no fun if I don't make you work for it. You know what I mean? If I just give it to you, then it's like, what's the,
It only took me 10 slides.
Yeah, well, like I said, man, I want to make sure that your work is not taken for granted. This is what this is. This is a celebration of you.
Yeah. And if you look at the logo there, the patch I have there, that's the Special Warfare School. Sorry, the JFK Special Warfare School Center and School. That's the patch they would wear as they're in training doing this Green Beret and around. So yeah, now you know. So what's next?
Learned so much on the show.
So here's his. So okay, so he's qualified in all NATO and Warsaw Pact small arms. I'm not going to list all them arms, so I listed the usual of the ones that he would have been. The M16 they probably still qualified for, but do they still practice with M14? Probably not as much as other weapons, but so I put the ones on here that he probably knew. Now the 870, the Remington 870 shotgun, that's the one he comes with. Do I know if that was on the list in 1987? No, I don't know, but that's the one he comes with. It's got the long grippy handle, and yeah, so nice. There you go. Those are his tools of the trade. Now we're into the toys. This is good stuff. So the 1987 Falcon packaging is just amazing. Just that art. Even the digital background. I would rather have had the real explosion background, but the digital background doesn't. I don't even see it because all I see is the Golden God Falcon right there. Whew, that's an awesome drawing, and the toy is just amazing. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
No, other than it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Patrick, you got any thoughts or memories about this particular?
Man, it's just beautiful. 87 was the last year that I bought a bunch of Joes. I think I've shared before that in 88 I didn't buy any. And then I saw that Alley Viper V1 on the shelf in 89. And it was one of those things where I'm 13 and I bought it and didn't tell any of my friends. But I was still in 87, like full-blown Joes. And like the original 13 are cool because they're G.I. Joes, but they just had like those OD green camo. Yeah. I think this is like before the neon era. This is like the pinnacle of a guy wearing camo who looks like he's ready to go into battle, man. Yeah. And he looks like a real army soldier here.
That's right.
And that's why he is my favorite Joe character.
Nice.
To echo that, if you were to look at the original 13 Joes, you might think, well, they need to go get their gear still, right? Like that's just what they wear around.
Right.
When you compare it to Falcon here, who looks like he's ready to jump out the chopper and go do some damage, right? Now, let me point out this. If you look at his figure, you can even see the distinction between the green and the black on the camo. You might say, well, camo should be that way. And I'd go, yeah, it should. Just hold on to that.
Okay.
So we move on.
Oh.
So the 1987 Falcon breakdown. So he comes with a green beret. Big shocker. He's got his radio backpack with antenna. He has his flashlight molded on his leg. Let's see. I didn't leave leash on here, did I? Okay, good. You guys will get it by now. Flashlight molded on his leg. Grenade molded on his belt. He's got a knife molded on his chest. He does come with a knife that will go into his backpack. His backpack also has 2 canteens and a rope. He's got his scarf. He's got a shotgun. He's got his, I don't know what you call the little walkie-talkie, CB mic thing here, but he's got that. Okay. And then on his shoulder, his bicep, he's got a tampo to simulate the patch. Now, it's really hard to see. It doesn't look like the picture I have there, but it's supposed to be that picture.
Right.
It's kind of upside down and it's yellow, but that's what it would look like if this were a real Green Beret figure. It would have the Special Forces Airborne and then that arrowhead with the knife and the bolts through it.
Okay.
That's the 5th Special Forces group. And that's what, of course, he was. So he would have that. And if you look at, why do I have shoes on here? Well, that's another thing you're going to want to file away for a little later. If you look at those boots, those are not gaiters. They're not spats or, like from Saving Private Ryan, for example, they wore the gaiter things around the boots to keep the pants and tucked in and no dirt in there and all that. Those are just jungle boots. There's laces in the front. It's clear laces. I'll give that it does have a Gatory sort of look, but there's no strap going underneath. There's no buckles on the sides. Those are jungle boots.
Okay.
And I will fight anyone to the death. No, kind of. I do feel strongly about it, but it's
jungle boots.
But anyways, so put
Yeah,
that. It's coming here in a minute.
I was thinking the other way, but
really,
now that you show this graphic here, and I've bought so many. I love those boots. I've owned so many pairs of those. Yeah. I think you're right, man. And just real quick, since you touched on all his like molding and accessories.
Yeah,
like this dude is like a Swiss Army knife of soldiers, because you mentioned before he's trained as a medic, which I hadn't read his file card in years. And then he's got the walkie-talkie, he's got the radio on his back.
Yeah.
So like, and he's fully armed too.
Right.
So like medic, communications, and attack all in one figure. I mean, I love this guy.
Yeah, he's got everything. I don't know if a lieutenant would actually wear the radio backpack in real life, but I'll go with it. It's fine. Like he knows where the code books are. He doesn't have to wait for someone else to destroy the radio if they're getting overrun. So, he's just like, yeah, I got this.
No, it's on me, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, jungle boots.
Very nice.
Or Jungle Book. Either are great. Okay.
Oh.
The classified Falcon box. And I threw some other images in here as well. Because I'm not here to cast aspersions. I'm not here to point fingers at all involved. It's not just Hasbro's fault. But something happened. It's clear. So in the center is the box. We'll start with that. I love this art. I know not everybody does. I love it because I like the graphic with the art, or the watch in the background, simulating there's like a mission happening. There's paratroopers. There's the C-130 rolling the song. Okay. He's looking there. He's ready to go. He's ready to rock. He's got killer in his eyes. The art is by Arno Kiss, which definitely doesn't seem like a real name, but it appears to be. He does have a website, www.arno what is that? -kiss.com. He does a lot of band posters. I think he also has done some Fortnite artwork. Okay. So if it does have a Fortnite feel to it, that would be why. On the right-hand side is the back of the box. So if you look at that figure, you're like, okay, I can see the contrast of the camouflage. It's maybe a little bit weaker than the classic figure, but it's there. If you look at on the left is the digital render. Now, those faces seem a little bit different to me if you compare the digital to the real, but you've got to expect that it's not going to translate, 100%. But that digital render is solid. It's a solid. I would take that, and I think anybody would take that. He looks kind of young. He maybe isn't. Do you want to say he's handsome or not? Who am I to say? Maybe do I have all the handsome? I think some people would say that. But does Skinny Momoa down here have it? Maybe. But I think so far we're dealing with a decent looking figure. That's what I'm trying to get to. Yep. I don't like the gun, but we're getting to that.
Yeah.
I got to loosen up for this next slide.
Come on.
Well, real quick, I agree with you. I think the artwork's badass. I think it's great. But personally, I was never a fan of the windowless boxes.
100%.
I'm preaching all the time. There's a lot of dudes that say, open your toys and play with them and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm never going to tell anyone else how to be passionate about their toys.
Sure.
And, there's things that I open, but there's some things I'd like to keep sealed.
That's right.
But the artwork is beautiful.
That's right. Don't collector shame and don't kink shame.
There we go.
Anyways, so no, I 100% agree. I want them to stay with one box and keep the look uniform, because if they expect it, can you guys hear me? Because I feel quiet. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we're in rap, man.
Yeah, you're like, what's he gonna say next? I can't hear him. No, okay. Okay, I'll start over. Okay. I 100% agree. I love the art, but I would rather have the windowed box. Put the art back on the side, put the number on the other side. So when I line up these boxes that they darn well know we're keeping,
Right.
they look right. And when they change it up, and then they put the Crimson Twins pictures backwards, and you can't put the Cobra signal right.
Oh yeah, that
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I hate it. I'm Lewis Blacking for sure, like intentionally, but it's I mean, come on. Anyways, we've really gone on here. So let's get back on track.
Let's do it.
Yeah, this isn't pretty. So the classified Falcon breakdown for the figure. God, that face. Okay, so we'll get to that. We're getting to it. So he comes with a beret. He comes with his weapon thing. He has 2 knives. One is molded into his chest, his rig, and then he's got one in the sheath, and then he's got one that he can put in his backpack, just like the classic figure. He does have his radio backpack with antenna. He has a watch, gaiters on his boots. Okay, and actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like he put on gaiters and then he put on baseball stirrups.
It does look
that's
like
that's what I see.
Yeah,
he's wearing baseball stirrups. He's wearing stirrups. Okay, I'll stop. He does have his Joe
Pro. His life, bro. You don't know his life, man. Yeah. He has reasons.
So he has a Joe Pro, which ties him into all the other figures. But if he has that, then where's he wearing the backpack too? Okay.
Extra
all
signal.
Right, I promise that's the last one.
Extra signal. That's
yeah.
I
Maybe
never
Scotty.
use coverage. That's what he's saying. Like I always have bars, buddy.
You guys need a hot spot.
That's it. I'm it.
He does have.
That was my nickname in high school. Hot
spot. He does have 2 canteens molded on his backpack. He does have rope, and then he has that face. Man, that face. So something happened. So we know it wasn't the render, because the render looked fine. We know it's not that whichever image they got that of that back picture. I assume that must be a prototype of some sort. So something happened where they were mass producing it that gave us that face. And I'm going to start from head to toe. So it's not going to be just face here, but I think the face is too old. We know from previous, the average age is 25 years old. He ain't 25. I'm calling him sir, if that tells you anything. The camouflage, can you even see it? I think the camouflage is camouflaged, personally. It looks like it's kind of a murky.
Yeah, you can't see it. It looks drab green, yeah.
It looks like someone was painting with green and then dabbed some black into their water bowl and then water cup, and then that's the color you got. If I'm gonna be okay, so I've said a lot of negative about this figure. The good thing is I think the base body itself is fine. I think the beret is fine. And the backpack is definitely a backpack.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
His skin tone looks great.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Not a blemish on him.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not picking him. Okay. So, gentlemen, which bird gets the worm? Yeah, we know. Is it the classic Falcon or that? We'll let our guest go first. Patrick, who are you picking?
I gotta go with classic. It's the reason I dang near perfect action figure in my opinion. I will say about the newer one, it's nice that they had the homages and the things in the same places, like the wristwatch, the extra knife, and
right.
They tried to head that direction, but they didn't quite get to 87 level. And you mentioned earlier that shotgun. It looks like a Fortnite shotgun. It is definitely not. It's kind of cartoony and bulbous on the front. It's definitely not a Remington 870.
It looks organic. Like it looks like it's a living thing. Like it's got like, like it looks like the underbelly of a whale, sort of the cocking mechanism.
Right.
Like, so one thing I didn't mention is he does actually have his scarf. This image doesn't have it. And I don't think I put it in the classic Falcon either. They have a scarf. So at best case scenario, I know I'm going back to my turn again, but best case scenario, even if his face looked like Stamos, John Stamos, it's still classic Falcon because this figure doesn't do anything to out Falcon, the original Falcon for me. Okay, Steven the Writing Dad, I dare you to pick the classified one.
Done. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the thing that gets me, I'm all about progress, right? I like,
Sorry, yeah.
I like this
Yes,
good
you are.
stuff. All right. The new figure didn't really do anything for me. It didn't wow me.
Right.
It wasn't. It's not like I look at it and for such a cool character,
right?
I was kind of like disappointed,
right?
With the figure. It just didn't. Like I said, it just didn't bring out any feelings in me. It just didn't like it. And then that face, that's a tough face, man. You know what I mean? And what makes it worse for me is because the eyes are just so, like, if you look at the screen now, the eyes are just so startling blue, man, with such a messed up mug. I honestly, I'll go with the classic.
He looks like he could be related to Sarah Jessica Parker, man.
Yeah, seriously, man, look at the chin.
I think he looks like the guy from Person of Interest. He played Jesus as well. And he was in that child trafficking movie.
Yeah.
He looks like him a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know his name. I know
Caviezel.
Yeah, Jane. Yeah, that's it. Caviezel, whatever. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. I think he looks like him now. He looks like him now.
I can see that.
And he is not 25. Not anymore.
Right. No.
But I think there is a great base body under there. But yeah, I just I don't think it's Hasbro's fault. I think they were just, and I think I've heard this before, so I don't want to put something in someone's mouth, but I thought I heard that it had gotten so far into production and there wasn't anything they could do about it. So is it a thing where they can just say, you know what, we're going to hold it back? Maybe they can't do that, especially at this time. The line was successful, but it didn't have the track record that it has like right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe they couldn't do that. If they could do that, if it was even a possibility, if they, like the Batgirl movie, they just ate that movie for tax purposes. I would have eaten this figure until I could have come up with something closer to that, guaranteed. Yeah. But it's not my money. I don't run Hasbro yet.
I concur.
Yeah. So there is a good base body under there. And why do I say that? Because there is another.
Oh.
So check out these images of a customized Falcon figure. Now, the gear and the beret and the head are not from that figure. So we're just dealing with purely the body. So it's a new paint job, new everything.
Yeah, it's slick, man.
Yeah, and we're going to give props here in a moment, but I just want to, there's a flag rolled up on the side of the backpack, an American flag. Like, you can see they even did the 5th Special Forces patch, just like the original figure. In the center picture, it's not a great, I could have blown it up more, but it's the G.I. Joe Eagle logo is on his right arm. Just an amazing paint job. And so Patrick gave me these images. They're from JMK Custom Works. You can find his YouTube channel at JMK Custom Works, where you can find the video of him painting this figure. So if you want to learn how to do that, there you go. Yeah, he also has a website, jmkcustomworks.com. Now, the kit is by Grindhouse Toys. You can find them on Instagram at Grindhouse Toys or on Facebook at Grindhouse Toys. And that's one heck of a figure there. Yeah. Oh, the scarf. The scarf is also original, not a kit. Original to the original Falcon, not a kit piece. So the beret, the weapon, the the rig there, and his side holsters and ammo pouch on the side, and his backpack. That's all stuff from the kit. Yeah. So there was potential there. If you just scrapped about 3/4 of it.
And start from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, everyone, we know what time it is now. It is time for... Where's the button? This is Casting Call, where we cast an actor or actress to play a particular G.I. Joe character based on where the character is from. In this instance, we choose, we're potentially picking an actor from North Carolina or not, Stephen, unless we are
rebels.
Right. So, Stephen the Ready Dad, I'm going to let you go first.
Ooh, good. Because I'm feeling rebellious today.
Oh.
And I'm going to give you a little bit of story on this, man, because I looked at actors from North Carolina and I was not impressed. I was just like, I don't feel it.
All right.
It's not coming to me. It's not natural.
Okay.
So then I started thinking like, all right, man, you know what? When I remember Falcon, he was the young dude. He was Luke's brother because I remember him from the cartoon. You know, that's
right.
That's my image.
No, I understand.
So I was like, okay,
we're trying to work on that.
Yeah, little by little. Younger brother, but he's still smart, very, very capable. You know, he is really the total package, right? He's just he's the younger brother. That kid needs a shot. So for me,
which wrestler did you pick?
Oh, I didn't pick a wrestler.
Oh, I thought I had you.
A wrestler.
Okay.
I picked.
Where'd it go?
Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, you Liam'd it already, huh?
I Liam Hemsworth him. Here's why.
Tell me why.
Right. One, everybody goes for Thor, right? Chris Hemsworth, that's the guy.
Sure,
but I see him as a younger version. You know what I'm saying? He has the, you know, the looks for it. He has played in some action roles. They have him on cue to be the next Witcher that's coming out now. And things are looking good. So I could see him filling that type of role, you know, because I don't see him as the lead. I see him as, you know, okay, point, shoot, go. You do, you know what I mean? So I could see that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's right. Because I'm a rebel.
Oh, hey, there we are.
Let's
go back to here. There we go. All right. Yeah. No, you are a rebel. But and I actually already know who Patrick picked, and we are of similar minds because we can buy our own flowers. We chose Matthew Settle. This is him from Band of Brothers. Basically, pick anybody from Band of Brothers, and they can be in my G.I. Joe movie. Doesn't matter what character. Just Band of Brothers is magnificent television. Here he is as portraying Captain Ronald Spears, and he's not 25 anymore, but you know, this age he could have falconed him some Falcon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so I think if we had the ensemble movie, I think ours probably the Matthew Settle works better. But if this is the Falcon the movie, I think you got it.
Oh,
I think Falcon
that's okay.
movie.
That's all right. That guy work. Let him be.
So here's our Project Profiles checklist. None of these have 87 Joes on it, so we don't see Falcon marked off anywhere. But this is where we are so far. Oh, doggone it. I forgot to click off Airborne. Airborne should have an X on it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Patrick, thank you for joining us on this Falcon journey. Man.
Hey, it was fun, man. Thanks for having me. You know, I'm honored. Like I said, Falcon's my favorite Joe, so it was super cool that you invited me to participate today. So I appreciate you guys' friendship and being in the group and everything.
Definitely.
Awesome,
and thank you for posting our links and things like that in the groups. And if anyone else would like to, they're welcome to please like and subscribe. We gotta do this. I hate this stuff. Yeah, like and subscribe, please.
Gotta
Anyways,
do it.
and then we all do our social media things. Patrick, would you like to go first and tell us anything about what you do or want anybody to know about?
Yeah, just I am the admin and creator of GI Joes with an S, like Agent Chuckles said earlier on Facebook. Our group is full. It's not your average YouTube Facebook group for Joes. It's not the same thing over and over again. It's not a bunch of sales in your face. It's artists, 3D printers, customizers, YouTubers, photographers, the whole spectrum. You know, there's some people that are just stuck and they don't like the classified and they only like the originals, or I only like the neon. Our group is for everyone, and it's all love, man. It's all love. It's a positive place, and we keep reinforcing that, and it's growing. I would expect we're probably going to be at 2,500 members here sooner than later, and everybody is great, man. So come check us out on Facebook.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. I am Agent Chuckles, and I take lots of toy photography. I have not lately these days, but the weather's warm, so I'm getting on it, and I will put it on my social medias, which links will be down below. Steven, would you like to tell them about what it is you do?
Yeah, come join me at thewritingdad.com. Sign up for the newsletter. You'll get all the links to the social medias going on, and where we discuss what it is like to being a father, all the obstacles, the joy, the joyous moments, you know, the scratching your heads like what the heck just happened with my child. We talk about all of that, and because it takes a village. So come join me at thewritingdad.com.
Awesome. Well, again, that's it. Thank you for joining us, Patrick. Thank you again for co-piloting with us. And, we'll see you all next time. Yo, Joe, everybody.
Yo, Joe.
I don't think we did it. I'm looking down there for him. I don't see him.
Oh no!
Do you see him down there?
No, not at
I don't see
all.
him.
He's just like, you know, forget these guys.
That was cheap. He picked my guy.
This guy picking Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah. I can buy my own damn flowers.